What is going on to all of my Aries? So let's get into it. You've got the Queen of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Lovers, Judgment, Page of Swords, Six of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, Two of Wands, the Justice, and you have the Tower. So, um, okay. So the Queen of Wands. Hmm, okay. So the Queen of Wands is you. It represents you, Aries. Having a no prisoners, no mercy mentality, right? Being ruthless, right? Being more ruthless when it comes to cutting people off, right? Getting people excommunicated out of your life, right? Not wanting them to be around anymore, not being very tolerant of them. And the Three of Pentacles represents that social circle, right? Because it goes along with the Queen of Wands that you had to let go of. So the Three of Pentacles represents kind of that social circle that you had to learn to excommunicate certain people from, cut them off, right? Obviously, stop talking to them, no contact whatsoever. You're just done. The Lovers is that because you thought that you were getting something else. You wanted to be in a relationship and have a couple of friends, but it didn't turn out like that. How it turned out was the love turned out to be a nightmare where they just scapegoated you every time. They just had to have a problem with you. You know what I mean? Things had to be, the two of you just had to bump heads, and you Aries know that, and a lot of you Aries, you're not tolerating that anymore. You're not taking it. You don't want to have to deal with that. Why should you have to deal with a person whom, you may be giving it your capacity to give, and then at the same time, this person still, treats you like trash, asks you for help. Like I said, nose up in the air with their hand out, They want all this help, but then at the same time, they want to act like they're better than you. And the thing is that it's not that they're better than you or acting like it. They're not even trying to really act like it. What it is that it's the shame. Right. It's the shame and the embarrassment rearing its ugly head. That's the reason why it is that they gotta act like that. It's because it's the shame and the embarrassment that comes after that, right? Or comes with it, I should say. Because now what happens is that because like I said before, so many people they're trying to keep up with the Joneses. And like I said before, it just looks like, it just looks like spaghetti to me, because I understand for what it is. Grown people trying to keep up with the Joneses, like, how could y'all get so caught up in this situation? Because what it is that so many people want to act like they got it going on, and the realest people in the room are the people who are gonna you know say it directly. Yeah, certain things are working for me, but then certain things are not. I don't have it all together. No one does, and no one ever will. And that's the design of the universe. That's how it's literally set up. Your opposite zodiac sign in Aries, right? Excuse me, your opposite zodiac sign in Libra represents that. Libra is not about weighing out morals. Libra is about weighing out principles. The principle of the more things I the more worldly things I have is the less things I have to myself or privately. The more private I become is it may be the less I'm willing to achieve in the outer world and the bigger scheme of things, right? As far as society is concerned. So those principles, what it is that you're doing a seesaw, right? Of in the given particular moments, how to sway back and forth. Sometimes it may be you may have to choose privacy over, you know, social dominance, hierarchy type stuff. And then sometimes you may need to choose social hierarchy, dominance type stuff over privacy. But it just represents on a given particular situation. It's not fixated. So the thing is that the judgment represents how so this represents you, Aries, with that piece of knowledge that you have, again, getting rid of all the relationships that don't work for you, all of the past ones, the past romantic ones, the friendships, excommunicating all of these people one by one by going by, or in a group by going no contact. Then the Page of Swords is, it got a lot of people upset at that. Got a lot of people that want to seek revenge because, again, it's that shame. But again, they're trying too hard to keep up with the Joneses when they don't have to do that. Again, you got to understand, in the modern day society, the games that a lot of people play catches up to a lot of them, right? 90% of all people, you know what I mean, in this world is in, you know, the 90 percentile is really trying to keep up, is really trying to keep up with the Joneses. They're really trying too hard instead of just being real and saying what position they are and actually addressing the issue and changing it, right? When they need a handout, they seek to harm the other person, unfortunately, or be disrespectful to the other person, the very same person that they ask for help because of shame, but because they got too much ego. That's a huge problem. It's too much ego. And the very same ego that they have trying to, you know, get revenge on you and all this other type of stuff and do all this and do all that, that will essentially be their downfall. Because like I said before in so many of my videos, everybody is going to have to, they don't have a choice. Everybody has to get rid of the game. If you want real prosperity, trust me, everybody is going to have to make their own internalized choice. And there's going to be a fork in the road. What are you going to do? You can go down this path of ego and wanting to get back at the person, but what's gonna happen is then you'll end up ruining a good thing because the person, like you, Aries, may have their best interest in mind, and they may have blew it off. So then now what? Now they're by themselves. Now they have no way out. They just gonna be right. They just gonna be what they are. And since that's the situation, what comes next after that? They're going to be all sad down in the dumps, like the Six of Cups. This is them trying to reach back out to you, Aries, trying to say what up, trying to ask what's going on with you, trying to get their foot back in the door, like the last week's reading, right? But again, Wheel of Fortune, look at how the tables have turned. Look at how things have turned for them in their favor. Excuse me, in your favor. Look at how they're having all this misfortune and they're out of place. The reason why they're out of place so severely is because they took you, Aries, for granted. And now they're in a situation where they have, you know, they can still continue to play the games, but the games have more consequences to it now, because now it's, they need a favor. They need some form of way to survive, right? They need a booster, right? They need a subsidy, and you, Aries, is that subsidy. So at the same time, now what though? Because you Aries aren't making any kind of handouts. So now they're in a situation where they're gonna have to find somebody else. They're gonna have to find somebody else attack you, or um affix the situation uh on their own. And the reason why does I say attack you is because a lot of you Aries may not necessarily understand this. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. But you may underestimate the power of shame and envy. You may underestimate that, and laziness and and ego. You may underestimate that, right? This is why it is that they call it the seven sins, because the seven sins, the seven sins, there's really only one. It's just that the other six comes from vainglory or pride. The idea that you want a fair shot in the world, you want all this favor, but you are completely unwilling to make any kind of change and humble yourself down to change at all, and self sacrifice. We're not talking about sacrificing for other people so that they can essentially scapegoat you, but sacrifice your own habits and your own thoughts so you can get to the place that you want. The other 6 sins comes from the original one, which is, we can't even call it pride. It's really vainglory, because, or vanity, really, because vainglory or vanity, same thing, and pride are two distinct things. Pride comes from a real sense of accomplishment because work has been put in, time's been put in, effort has been put in, you know what I mean? Sacrifice, self-sacrifice has been put in. So a person worked to, they may had a talent in something, right? But they worked to get to that point where they are as good as they are. They had to adapt, make the changes, this, that, and the third. A sense of pride and confidence comes with that automatically. That's just, it is what it is. Like, you're not going to be weak at heart with all this preparation and with all of this experience. It's not, and with all of this wins, it's not going to, it doesn't work like that. But vainglory does work like that, because then you get greed, you get gluttony, you get wrath. People start getting jealous. People start getting mad. People start wanting to seek revenge. People start wanting to have things that they don't even know. They don't even know what they can do with that type of stuff. Like, and see, this is what I'm talking about, though, Aries, and this is why I'm saying you're not gonna find this information anywhere else in the tarot community except for here. Is that when it comes to greed and things of this nature, right? The other sins or whatnot that comes from vainglory. This is one thing that a lot of people don't get. They may want the money and stuff like this, but they may be completely unprepared for it. Like, imagine you know what I'm saying? Like imagine a person who's, what happens to a person who's unprepared to get $1 million and they actually get $1 million? You know what it is that they're gonna do? They're gonna spend as much as they possibly can on all of their impulsive habits or their impulses. So they may get the money, but the money actually puts them in a situation where they're in even more jeopardy because of it. Why? Because now they have the power. They have the power now. They have the funds to actually go get what it is that they want, just like that. So now they're going to do that, and guess what? That puts them in a lower position having the money. See, having money and success in a relationship, that also comes with preparation and knowing how to discipline oneself too. The Two of Wands, this person watching you from afar, they don't have that. But at the same time, you Aries know what time it is. You got to keep them out there at a distance. You can't have them around you long term like that. Nah, you Aries know that. And you Aries should be practicing that. The Justice and the Tower represents, and you are right for doing it just like that. And they deserve everything that they get coming to them. Justice represents Libra. Libra obviously is the exact opposite sign of Aries. Tower, which is Scorpio. Scorpio and Aries share a planet, which is Mars. So this is very good energy for you, because what it did is that this person, now everybody gets a chance to exhibit how strong they are. So for you Aries are in a position where a lot of you Aries are like, okay, you act like you so strong. So let's see if you really strong. Let's see you fix it for themselves. And more than likely, they will never fix it for themselves, though. More than likely, they may never fix it for themselves. That's the thing. Let's clarify the Justice. Matter of fact, let's clarify the Six of Cups. Let's clarify the Six of Cups. Because of why? Vainglory. That's where sloth comes from. You don't want to take, that's what sloth comes from. You don't want to take chances. You don't want to grow. You don't want to go through the growing pains. You don't want to go through the learning curve. That's what greed is. Greed is what? Greed is wanting. Greed is coming from lack, not having anything. So again, it's a cop and blow. You trying to get as much out of a person. You trying to con. You trying to get as much out of it as you possibly can, because you know for a fact you never really had what it is that you wanted. I'm not saying you, I'm describing the sins. What is gluttony? Gluttony is then when you get yourself in a certain situation where you want way more than what you were in position to actually get. You see, ego, vainglory, vanity, right? Then you have wrath. Wrath is then you get super upset when because you think somebody owe you something. You get super upset whenever it is that things don't necessarily work your way. Then you want to seek revenge. It's you make it upon yourself. You take it upon the personal responsibility to play like you own this person or whatnot, and you got to teach them a lesson. Ego, vainglory, ego. You can't get over yourself. And that creates entitlement and exploitative mentality. And guess what that does? Puts you into a bracket now where you've got a serious mental issue on your hands. See how that works? Because you can't get over yourself. But what happens when that vanity is stripped from you? You have no. This is why I know the dating pool is, for the most part, not all, because there are some good people, but it's trash. So to clarify the Six of Cups, you have the Queen of Wands, the Justice, the Sun, the Three of Swords. So the Queen of Wands, the Justice, is about you maintaining your dignity and you understanding that you didn't get a relationship that you wanted with this person because it wasn't a relationship based upon peace. Every time they came to you, they had their hand out. They wanted something. They wanted favors. They wouldn't respect you, and they essentially used you, and they didn't even bother to atone. But now they're coming back. Um, but they're trying to make it seem like they're going to do right by you now, and they're going to make peace now. You Aries already know what time it is. The Sun and the Three of Swords, you're letting the relationship be what it is. You're letting it be what it is. It's a relationship where you like this person, things didn't necessarily work out, and it's okay that it didn't work out. Let's clarify the Tower. Let's clarify the Tower. Okay, so you have the Seven of Pentacles, the Death card, the Six of Wands, the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, so again, they're still waiting on you to try to they want you to rescue them. They need you to rescue them. The Death card, which also is Scorpio, the Death and the Tower are both Scorpio. You Aries already know better than to rescue, help them. They got to help themselves at this point. King of Wands, Five of Pentacles, they're going to be upset at you, but you already know what time it is. And you don't even care. You know what time it is. You don't care. What you know is that they deserve to be where they are. That's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Really appreciate it. Trying to get my YouTube channel to 3,500 subscribers by the end of January. As of right now, I'm sitting at 3,330 subscribers. Thank y'all so much. Really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop these videos. Peace. Talk to you later.